Det er den 9.11.16. I'm just there's a lot of income missing from diplomacy operational peace mission under Clinton arranged by U.S. Embassy in Copenhagen, and I was traveling a lot on UK and Ireland, and also took the heat of that conflict a lot of times. I know that Clinton had a good connection in the film business, and I asked for some debate film in worldwide on the Irish terrorism to try and get a debate from lower levels than the government and diplomacy. I need income from all of these years being monitoring the peace process and advising the UK and Ireland on this. I also need money from the Cold War. I've been the closest to the high rank to the Vladimir Putin and grew up in the environment of Cold War, and the fall of the DDR war was the work we made. It is a very long friendship from west to east, and actually Vladimir Putin is educated in the schools that I knew about, read about, and learned about. So we are actually, from each our side, respectful to opinion and so on. I also need money from the operational diplomacy and in ex-Yugoslavia, there was a lot of rescue operational to get people free from refugee camps and in share of UN refugee. And also from Österreich, I need money from the rescue of one particular girl in K, which were a civil case, but it had some link to operation was a military encounter. I also need money from lots of work in Denmark where political and justice have used me as a kind of analyzing source or something like that. I also need money from peacemaking India, Pakistan. I need money from other Arabian countries and stuff like that. I have very good friends all over the world, and it is really a wonder why both the media, Denmark and United States, Clinton, and the media in US didn't respect this much more important work than watching TV film and videos and stuff like that. I know there's been a case of industrial espionage along this in TV, film, music, design, architecture, and sex crimes. And therefore, we first thought it was an organized crime that was reasonable for income, CV, ID, security things stolen, right? We also know that racehorses played a role and horses in general. I've been, because I have a background with horses, I've been often introduced to horses that I later could realize were going into top sport, and I was apparently used in as young and in short period as a kind of horse a care person and a trainer person. We also know that some of the income and some of the friendship without from both United States and the Arabian country actually wanted me to have a place to breed, and some of these horses were lost in, you could say, the traffic of this income and patent and royalty and rights stolen, right? So I had to report back to owners that bred these horses that they were stolen, which gave tragically, very tragic for the breeders that they were, wanting me to have something of their value because they know my horse handling and know I'm careful about, handling stallions and so on. So after this widened up the scandal of breeding horses stolen and income and CV, and it seems to lay on shoulders of both the Clinton and the Danes and also United Kingdom. And I'm sad to say this is a scandalized way of treating, no matter if they see me as a high rank diplomacy or even just a race breeder or a breeder in dressage and jumping, right? So actually, I am still so bitter on 15 years work, 15 years great results, and often very long hours, traveling a lot and stuff like that, with no fucking security. And it went even worse from 2012 September, where somebody broke in my home and took my, at that time, 3-year-old boy in a violation, yeah, I can never get, recover from. At that time in September 14, I had a just affair with a Norwegian diplomat 11-12, and I was sending mails to the FBI and to the White House about lack of security on me and Steve. I was also sending reports about the organized crime and the income problems I had with her staff, and also about reports on Ukraine and so on. So I was a value informant. My reports were often, good for leaders in the United States, also before. So now I'm looking forward, and it seems there has to be a change in the top staff of this, and there has to be a change in the media. How far will they go to, cover up these kind of things and cover up their friends in TV, film, and music, and design and architecture? How far would the culture and justice and foreign and state and defense minister go in Denmark to cover up in the future, right? I have asked the government of Denmark for exile with my child and with the dad, and they have not even answered. I've asked for, cleaning up the corrupted lawyer court system, in this case, the police staff, the intelligence, cover up and crimes, right? I was pretty convinced the September 12th that the intruders in my home were connected to the surveillance from defense minister in Denmark and also the defense intelligence. I was also pretty sure because of the concern the Norwegian diplomat had, and the mails wasn't answered, and some few more details. And actually, I believe when they broke in and intruded my home, and I got a confession for full violation, right? MUMO, right? And it's not the first time I've been attacked. I was witness in the plaguing, which is a red attack in Copenhagen. I was a witness in Ireland, an attack of a friend in the music business. I've been there. I've been standing and looking at people getting killed. So I was so scared at the September 12th, and I was pretty sure I got the right confession for full violation of a 3-year-old boy. That I see him 1 hour a month now. He can call one time a month, a small boy, right? And this is a torture situation, it's a violation, and most of all, it's a diplomacy robbery. And there's no else way to put this, that it's a robbery, right? So I urge Denmark to, clean up this case by getting the corrupted staff out of your minister, your intelligence, and your court system, and your lawyers, and your police staff, because they will not make one mistake, these people. They will continue covering up their own mistakes. They will cover up other mistakes. They will make more problems, believe me. God bless you, Alex.